folks, welcome to the very first episode of Are We Being Unreasonable? The brand new podcast where comedians and talent from the comedy world discuss outrageous posts from internet parenting forums. My name is Sean Wilkie, I'm a writer and comedian and filmmaker, and I'll be your host. So I'll introduce our guests for today's episode. We have Storrie, Viv Gee and Tony Goodall. I did try and get a balance between guests who are parents and guests who aren't, but this week's parental guests are myself and Tony, so not sure how much we'll have to offer. I know myself, I could tell you how to hide in the stairs if you want to eat your breakfast without being interrupted, but that's about it. Just to give you all a quick rundown of how this works, each episode we take posts from internet parenting forums and we read them out. Okay, so I'll leave the original poster's name out because I'm not sure how this all works legally. So the original post is, I'm sure you read, I considered name changing for this, but fuck it. So like right away I was like, this is going to be good. We have a dedicated post-sex cleanup area on the bedside table. Where else would you have it? I don't know. A box of tissues, a small bin, and a beaker of clean water for temporary cleaning /dunking while the bathroom is occupied by me. Apparently, our penis beaker is strange and not the done thing. Does everyone else just lay there in a sticky post-coital glow until morning? Really? So that was it.
God.
Can I go first? Can I just say something?
Yes.
If you've just had a man inside your body with his penis, why can't he be in the toilet at the same time as you? Like, why is that the shocking part of this story is he can't be in the bathroom at the same time as me, so I've had to make him a little cup at the side of the bed where he can dunk his penis, because heaven forfend he wipes his cock with a towel near me while I'm pissing.
Do you think they've got one of these Victorian sheets with a hole in them?
I don't know, Viv. I don't know, but it's a weird priority pyramid she's got going on there.
The first thing I thought, they've got kids and they're having sex. I'm jealous. I don't have kids.
Well, the first thing I thought was, who owns a beaker? Like, I think it just means a cup.
Well, a cup has a handle, Sean. So technically it is the accurate description for a plastic receptacle as a beaker.
Like a posh thing then.
It's not a posh thing. It's just a correct thing, Sean. A cup has a handle.
I have not seen or heard the word beaker since I was in school.
But this is a penis beaker though, so it must that's what I'm intrigued about. What shape is it?
It's ribbed a wee bit.
Did you not read that, Sean and Tony, and think, I want to see if it's possible? Because I was trying to imagine the logistics of people without the balls. Where do you go? Do you bring it to you or do you go to it?
You've got to be. You'd have to be careful as well how much you fill it, because any extra mass inside would make it overflow. So you
Jizzy penis.
Yeah.
It's a proper eureka
That's the last
moment.
thing you want.
Well, someone says that later on. Someone says, well, you could actually see how much water comes out, like how much water's out of it after they've dunked it in, and then you can work out the mass of the penis from how much.
So someone's actually thought of that as well. Oh my God, right.
And then
it's the internet, so someone has thought of everything. Like, that's the one thing we all have to accept right now, is we're delving into forums. So somebody has thought of everything. So we have got mass versus penis situation sorted out. There's probably like a P equals beaker squared divided by ball sack. I don't know. That probably exists. There is probably some Goodwill Hunting of penises walking about writing little equations on a board in Harvard right now about the penis beaker. But the thing I want to know, right, is there was a girl I went to school with, I shan't name her, it was a Herb name, and
I think I remember you talking about her in school. I remember.
Everybody remembers her. Anyhow, she had like a butt cloth in her house that was a specific cloth, but it was for her to wipe her butt with. And when you went into her toilet, she would like call, "Don't touch my butt cloth."
Oh my God.
So I just wondered, any of you have any like special accoutrement that's specifically for your junk, like a penis beaker? Do you have like a cooch sponge or like a ball scrubber or something that's just for that bit of your body that's just for that?
No, but do you know, I used to work in a restaurant, and there was a guy that used to come in all the time, and he actually sold a penis brush. You could actually buy, like, and there was adverts for it, and it just looked like a shaving brush, like the advert looked like that type of thing, and it was a penis brush specifically for your cock.
What did it do? Glaze it?
Get the crumbs off?
I don't know. It did look like you could dust it down, and then after that, I thought, I don't know if I want to look into this anymore.
Why not? What's a right now? I have to Google this penis brush.
Check it out, guys from Glasgow. I can't mind his name, but yeah, a penis brush.
A penis brush.
A penis brush.
I did, and it's not a thing I had for washing, but when my dogs were puppies, if they heard me get up to the toilet in the night, they'd wake up and they'd bark, and it'd be like 3 or 4. So to stop it, I thought, why don't I get a shiwi in the bedroom, and I'll try and use that into a bottle at night, so I don't actually go in the bedroom. And the first time I did it, it went all over the floor. So I'd never. And I was going, oh no, it's everywhere. And I wake up the puppies, of course, and there was piss. And I've got like laminate floor. So that's feels almost as bad as what that woman's just admitted on the mums.
Did you blame the puppies as well? Like when your fellow woke up, like, oh,
yeah.
I've done it.
Well, he knew I had it ready. And now I get sent emails all the time about different things for peeing problems.
I've looked up penis brushes and there's no such thing, and I think you might have just been groomed.
Do you know, I'm straight away going, no, it's definitely a thing, but now I'm panicking.
No, nothing. There's like just loads of novelty toothbrushes that are like shaped like penises. That's like, oh, ha ha ha, but nothing that's supposed to brush your penis. I think you were working in this restaurant and a man's like, oh, Tony, do you want me to show you my penis brush?
But no, he showed me how it worked and everything.
Up the way or down the way, and
Don't you know how it worked?
how do you? Is there a way like velvet? You should go one way or not? I don't know why I'm.
Like go against the grain, or
You've legit just had some old guy like try to touch your cock.
Well, I really want to search this now, but I can't because I'm on the phone. But I'm going to find this later on. I'm going to find it. I'm going to send you it. I'm going to Google penis brush, and you're going to get dick brush pics in your inbox.
Oh my god, no, that's not good.
And then who'll have the last laugh?
Do you have something then, Ashley?
What?
Do you have something you use that's just for a specific part?
No, but I was thinking about it because it's like the penis beaker thing. If we take it back, it's such a weird set of circumstances. Like, how does that conversation even come up? I'm assuming they're American because it seems like the type of thing Americans would do. But I just want to know where he was like, oh, I just hate lying there getting all crusty while you're in the toilet and you won't let me come in. And she's like, I've got an idea, let me get a penis baker. I just want to know how this whole conversation came up. Like, were they shopping in IKEA and saw a cup that was the exact depth of his cock? And he was like, finally, there's a solution to my quick crusting problem. Like, what was the...
A glass of water happened to be there that they wanted one night. And then they thought, wait a minute, there's an idea. She caught him and he went, oh, no, it's a thing. This is me cleaning.
Maybe he's like a deviant and he's like, I like a big white cup to dangle my dong about. And then he's like, no, that's how I clean myself. And she's just accepted that and then wrote about it on the internet. And now she knows it's weird.
But how does that even clean you? And then you have to dry afterwards, do you not? So
I know. What do you dry? Oh.
They've got a towel on their station, Sean.
You just use the towel.
There was a receptacle for all different parts of the body. That you never got a bath. You got like a tip bowl, a bum bucket, a penis beaker, an elbow jar. I don't know.
When you go to a fancy restaurant, you get like a wee bowl with a slice of lemon in it for dipping your fingers in if you're having seafood. So it's just
He's having seafood.
it's just a step up. It's just a step up.
Oh my God.
But just imagine, it's the middle of the night. You wake up, you're a bit
Oh.
parched, then you lean over and you go, I'm just going to take a wee drink of my water, and you pick up the wrong one, you got a bit of ball stew. That's just minging. I wouldn't risk it. I wouldn't risk it.
What I found more disturbing actually than the penis speaker thing is if you go, because there's like 40 pages of this stuff, if you go right down, someone else says that they have a friend who has a sex kit. It's a pencil case, and in this they put lube, condoms, popping candy, wipes, tissues, and nappy bags.
All makes sense.
Like, how's that fit in a pencil case for a start?
It's a big pencil case.
Wait,
The wrong one to go.
popping candy.
Popping candy, well, apparently that's for oral.
No.
Fair enough.
If you read further down, that's what it says. But popping candy. Nappy bags, is that for the wipes?
I'm wondering if it's one of the good pencil cases from the Disney store with all the buttons and it pops up and like a sharpener comes out the side if you press 2 buttons down.
Except this like lube comes out one side.
Oh, I hope so. I hope for that person it's something like really exciting like that. And when she goes to a guy's house, she's like, and then just like condoms come flying out the Little Mermaid's tail.
How often does he think he's having sex that he carries this thing about with him?
Oh, I assumed it was a woman.
Yeah.
Because it's creepier if it's a guy, I feel.
No, it's a woman. That's
I-
a woman.
Yeah,
Popping
guys aren't
candy's a
up for
woman.
It says it was a guy,
Oh, did
Bullshit.
it?
according to the post. I don't know.
Then it's an effeminate man. It's a big pencil case. That's a girl thing. That's
And then
100% a lady thing. And the popping candy, it's a woman
Yeah.
thing.
That's what I was thinking is where was he keeping the pencil case if it was a guy? Like,
You'd have to have a bag, a man bag.
he must have a man bag because you can't just go on a date with a pencil case. I don't know.
Just imagining this guy in like Witherspoons with his pencil case. Like, hello, ladies. It's one of those really cool ones from the 90s that was shaped like a Coca-Cola can. With the zip round the top.
At what point does he like, say he's out in the pool and he gets back to hers, or she comes back to his, he whips out his Coca-Cola pencil case.
Right.
At what point does he go, here's the popping candy? Does he expect her to know what to do, or does he just go, crack on? I don't understand how he would introduce that into, like, that's baffling.
I mean, does the popping candy thing work on a vag? I wouldn't expect it to, because I think that's an asking for thrush. So I would be like, no, keep all food stuff away from me. I've heard too many urban legends.
I want popping candy in my mouth. It's a horrible feeling. I can't. Oh.
Where's your whimsy, Viv?
Well, obviously, like, people have put forward different things. Like someone says that their partner just comes in and just flaps it out in the sink.
It's the perfect height. It makes sense.
Well, I would say that, Tony, but someone else says, who are these people that are so tall that they can stand over a sink? So maybe...
I know a tall man who only pees in sinks because toilets are too low for him.
Really?
Yeah, he cannot pee in a toilet. It's just too much of a hassle to like get down and aim. So he just pees in sinks.
Oh.
Can he not just sit down?
No, because he's not a pussy. I obviously meant that in jest. Please, any male pee sitters, don't feel triggered by that.
Well, I sit down to pee now because I'm getting too old. I just can't be bothered.
You can't bore what with what?
It's not that I'm a pussy, it's just that I'm lazy.
Just pee in the sink.
Take it for granted. Viv had to buy a special implement just to be able to pee standing up. Look at you, Sean, wasting your opportunity and sitting down like a pussy. I just want to clarify, I don't know anything about popping candy, and I was using my imagination quite furtively there. So I wouldn't say yay or nay to the popping candy situation. I'm just like, it feels fun in my mouth. It would probably feel weird in my vag. So
Yeah.
that's what I was basing that entire thing on. Since it's Mum's Net, right?
Yeah.
Just while we're here and we're on the subject of like genitals, what did you call it when you were little?
My pee man.
I've talked, because my wee boy, I've told him it's called the Winkie.
Uh-huh.
And it's really odd because there's a character in Harry Potter called Winkie, and every time I listen to it now and I hear that, she starts shouting on a Winkie, it makes me laugh. But the other day he started, he was chatting to his mum. He was in the kitchen, he started telling her that he's like, it's really weird, Mum. It starts poking up when I'm asleep and I wake up and it's poking up. I know why it is. And I'm like, kid's only 4. He went, it's because the pee's trying to get out. That's what it is. Pee's trying to get out. I'm like, fuck, yep, that's what it is, son. That's fine.
I called it a wee wee.
Oh, I called men's a long bum. Another Harry Potter reference.
Oh, yeah.
What did you call
your Neville? There you go. That's a new one.
And I called ladies a ferry, not a fairy like a boat. Don't know why. It's just what I called it. Something very nautical about it, though, eh? Like,
it's nicer than garden. I think I like the idea of nautical stuff rather than horticulture.
So the original post went, I get very moved by certain types of art and music, so much so that I occasionally cry. Last year we went to the Louvre and I ended up silently weeping at a number of artworks. When we got out of the gallery, DH admitted that he finds it all a bit over the top and unnecessary, as if I do it on purpose. Anyway, we just got back from Rome. I became a little overwhelmed in the Colosseum when I thought about the violence and death that had taken place there, and DH said I was the only one in the entire place crying and he was fed up with it. We went to the Sistine Chapel the other day and I ended up screaming at the Michelangelo. A number of tourists tried to console me, but DH just walked off buzzing, for fuck's sake. I felt so stupid.
Right, first off, what is DH dickhead?
I think DH is darling husband.
All right.
oh,
That makes more sense.
I just thought it was the initials of his name, right?
No,
like Derek Hunter.
Yes.
There's like DS for darling son and DH for darling husband, I think. She says that they removed her because she made an old lady. She gave an old lady a fright and made her jump out of her skirt. I did kind of feel bad when I first read it. I thought, maybe you don't want to make fun of that. But then she does say that she wasn't allowed back in.
She cried and felt moved. I don't really get. Well, she cried and felt moved at the Colosseum because she thought about the horror that went on. But what horror went on with Michelangelo?
Well, that's the thing. She says that she. I've got it here. I've always wanted to see it, and when it was there above me, I felt I was going to collapse. I remember saying, "Oh my god," and DH rolled his eyes and said, "Oh, don't start." Nobody else is making a scene. I then started crying because I wanted to touch it. I felt I could levitate up and be taken into it, and the frustration of not being able to do that just crushed me.
She's just an extra lady. I feel bad for her. Obviously, DH Desmond Halibut isn't giving her the type of support she needs in her extraness. That's who she is. She's just that type of person. I mean, I would be irritated non-stop, but he's clearly married her, so he must have known at some point that she was the type of woman who walks into a museum and goes, that's brilliant, I could levitate and touch it.
I mean, if she went with him, right, this might sound sexist, I'm saying it anyway, if she went with him with a football match, he's probably screaming, you know, at the ball, at the referee, do you mean, is it allowed in certain situations then? If you're the only one doing it, it's not allowed.
I get what you're saying. And he must have, like, you say, before he's married, he's known. It's not like this is just being a surprise to him. So you think, why is it? Because it sounds like from her post that there have been quite a few different holidays and this happens everywhere. So
I wonder if
why he's surprised by it anymore. Like, why does he continue to take it to museums?
When you first fall in love with someone, right, everything about them is beautiful, including their penis, right? Penis and cry. And he loved that. Do you know what I mean? And in different parts, and then they got married, and then years later, it's like, you don't cry at my penis anymore. Maybe the boy David.
I think that she was, because one of my favourite things to watch on the internet is people who get overwhelmed at their weddings and cry as they're walking down the aisle and look like dicks. And I bet you she was one of the brides who like sobbed the entire way down the aisle with happiness and couldn't get through her vows.
What, she went to Cumbernauld City Centre?
I wonder what her deal is. Like, I wonder how she reacts to other things. Like, is it just like high-end Italian culture that gets her going? Or is it like anything cultural or anything historical or anything? Does she like come home and see, I don't know, neighbours and just like, oh my God, Harold's back and he's playing the tuba again. I'm so moved, I'm going to cry. Smaller frame of reference for Neighbours right now. It's the episode about 15 years ago where Harold came back and lost his memory. But
it's after he fell in the river. I remember that.
He came back with a tuba and he joined the Sally Army. Anyhow, I just wonder, like, what's her reaction to other stuff? Is she emotion, or is it just like fight? Is she snobby with her emotions? I don't know, man. I think we need to know, did she write anything else, Sean? Did she say anything else? Did she give any other examples of her behaviour at landmarks?
She doesn't actually. She disappears about halfway through the post. I'm trying to find something. Someone does say that they also have a sensitive daughter, but they took their daughter to the Salvador Dali Museum in Spain when she was 5, and she gave the finger to every painting.
My parents took me to the Jersey War Museum when I was a little girl, and it's like all the Nazi stuff from when the Nazis occupied Jersey. And apparently I touched every fucking thing in that museum. And there's pictures of me wiping my sticky fingers on the Nazi flag. I get emotion. I cry at stuff all the time, like, but I feel a good solid dollop of shame about it. Yes. The only time I've properly lost it is I finally got to see Hamilton in the West End. And right at the end bit, spoiler alert, where he dies, this lady started rustling in her fucking handbag looking for a hanky, but she couldn't find the fucking hanky. The whole last song, the big sad number where everybody's singing, she's rustling in this bag and rustling in this bag, to the point where I turned around and I was just like, put your fucking fingers in your lap, you cow. And everybody told me off.
I went to see Book of Mormon. It was my husband took me down for my birthday to London. It was all a surprise, and we went in Book of Mormon. And the whole way through, we were sitting beside a guy whose pal was the understudy and happened to be in it. And he just went, oh, that's my pal! And he, laughing at the bits before they happened. And I just came away thinking I hated that show, but it spoiled the whole thing.
Oh, that's a shame, because Book of Mormon's phenomenal, man.
I know.
I think, has there ever been a time where you've like cried and you wished, like, have you ever cried at like a show or something and it's been properly mortifying? Have you ever got a proper tear on that something's just hit you? Tony, I feel like you probably have. I feel like you've been at something and something's just hit you right at that emotional angle that's what made you go
Oh man, do you know what? I can't, like, I'm not gonna lie, it happens to me all the time. Like, I'll be sitting there, like, we'll be sitting watching a wee film and something will happen. See, always if it involves an animal, see if it's an animal getting injured or dying, I can't handle it. That's why The Lion King's only 15 minutes long for me. I switch it off at that point. It just sets me off. It's horrendous. So that's probably me. That will set me off. But I wouldn't go screaming like, Mufasa! I wouldn't do that. You would sniffle and you'd be like, oh, that's really sad.
I remember, watching, I mean, I was on mushrooms, but I've never forgotten it. I watched the Hammer House of Horror, Twins of Evil. And it was these two girls. And I'm straight. But on mushrooms, watching this, I couldn't control how cute these girls were. I couldn't handle it. I had to keep looking away, but I kept looking. I remember that as just a weird, and I kept going on, they're so cute, I can't handle how cute they are. Like, have a look at Twins of Evil.
I'm gonna now.
Are they adults, Viv? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. It's the word cute was thrown me, and I was like, why would you mention you were straight? That's such a weird. I've just thought of something else I disrupted, right? When I was about 5, my parents, because they were very working class but were aspiring to be middle class, would take me to the theatre a lot. And my mum took me to see The Sound of Music live, and it had the guy from Robin's Nest playing Captain Von Trapp. And I sang every single word at the top of my lungs, and my mum repeatedly tried to put her hand over my mouth, and she said that all you could hear through the whole theatre was me going, "I'll sing if I like." And it'd be like, "How do you solve a problem?" Like, and I sang that much that I got invited backstage to meet the cast and was like, "Did you just hear me singing?" And then I ended up as an adult hosting Sing Along a Sound of Music, so it all came full circle, and it was the best job I ever had. But yeah, I've disrupted lots of things with my antics, so I completely feel sorry for this lady.
I've never done it publicly, but I did. This is also a spoiler alert. When have any watched Sons of Anarchy?
Yeah.
I know what it is, but I've only watched a wee bit.
Well, I won't waste too much. There's a main character that dies. It's like one of the main guys, and it's so sad that I actually went and sat in the bathroom in the dark for a solid hour. I went to cry. I was just sat there, but my wife was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "No, don't talk to me. Just leave me alone."
Is that the bit in the prison? Not to give anything away.
Yes, the bit in the prison.
Yeah.
And I messaged one of my mates about it, and he was like, "I'm actually considering having a fake funeral so that we can all properly grieve."
Wow.
It was so like I actually affected me. Only time that I've ever felt like that over a TV show.
I know we've gone off subject here, but last time I got emotional film, Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
That was it. Oh, that floored me, man.
I can see your judging eyes.
Who, me?
Who's judging?
I thought you were judging.
No, I was still judging you for pretending it was Sons of Anarchy that you cried about, like picking the most hetero manly programme ever, like weird flex. I watch a programme about manly men.
These things have made me cry that were TV shows or movies. Lion King, Armageddon, and Sons of Anarchy.
Armageddon, what bit did you cry at? Was it when the lady went, "That's not a salesman, that's your daddy"?
Yes!
Was that the bit? Two types of people. There's a type of people who cry when Liv Tyler says bye to her dad. There's the people who cry when the lady goes, "That's not a salesman, that's your daddy." It's the best bit of that film. I love that film. I can tell myself a wee story on the tube. Like, I can be listening to like my Jonas Brothers album, and I'll tell myself a wee sad story, and I'll start crying. I'll be like, "Oh, imagine my pal died," and then I'll just be crying, and then people will be like, "What's wrong?" And I'll be like, "Oh, I was listening to this Jonas Brothers song, and I imagined my friend dying."
That's the kind of thing that could make you scream. That could be what's going. Maybe there's a chain of thoughts in that woman's mind.
Yeah.
She needs to stop going to see museums and see a psychiatrist, man. I mean, I'm not trying to offend anybody here, but that's extreme. That is extreme behaviour.
I just think it's extra. I think she's living her best life, and if you don't like it, Darlington, Hereford, leave her.
I've got 3 acronyms that I gave you before. I'm going to get you to try and guess.
Oh, yes.
So, number 1 is LTB.
Last Tuesday's bathwater.
What?
Last said bottle water.
Bathwater. Or last Tuesday's beaker.
Did anybody else have a guess?
Is it LTB?
Yeah.
I thought it was LFB.
I thought it was LFB. Sure.
Is it? Oh, it's Sure, it's LTB.
You sent me LFB, and I came up with funny things preemptively.
Well, what is your LFB then?
Live fat blub.
What was that? What did you say, Ashley?
Live fat blub. Words to live by. Get them painted on your wall in a nice font.
Number 2 is ODFOD.
Right, I've had a go at a guess at this. Objectively, Dakota Fanning is overrated. Sorry, objectively, Dakota Fanning is an overrated dick. There.
I just thought, well, Mum's maybe it's off day from our diet.
What?
Off day from our diet.
Oh,
that could be a good one.
It's not, because I know what it is, but it's could have been.
Obviously, don't fucking order duck.
Well, fuck is in there. It is do fuck off, dear.
Oh,
I like that.
no, Tony, that's what posh women who can't swear properly type.
Exactly.
No, but I like that. I'm not used to poshness, so I feel I like that. I don't know where I'm going with that. I just kind of liked her. Right, don't judge me, Ashley.
Don't cry.
ODFOD.
Number 3 was FTFOTFOSM.
What was that one?
That was FTFOTFOSM.
I thought it was forgot to feed our tortoise for over 7 months.
That's quite good.
Fuck the fuck off, you fucking obtuse shitemonger.
Very close.
No! No, I was being a dick. Is that actually close? Fuck the fuck off, you fucking obtuse shitemonger.
It is fuck the fuck off, then fuck off some more.
I like that. That is brilliant. Fuck the fuck off then.
But I can't believe you got the first 4 words out of that.
We're in Karen territory here. That's what I feel like we're in. I feel like we're in, can I speak to the manager? Fuck the fuck off.
Yes. Susan, I was reading through and she says, this Susan came up to me. People use Susans and Karens.
What's a Susan?
What's a Susan?
It was a Karen, apparently.
Yeah, I think it's the same thing.
Hope they don't use my name. I'd hate that.
I think a Susan is a Karen with smaller tits.
But I do think that Ashley saying good while hunting of penises is my favourite.
Oh, yeah.
I actually imagine the scene with the professor going, my God, he solved it, and it is just the penis beaker solution, and he's mesmerised by it. It was a beautiful moment in my mind. Thank you for that,
I could watch Good Will Hunting for crying, but I would...
Got a big penis on the blackboard.
How would you like them?
Plums.
It's like that.
Plums.
I think before we go, we should obviously say hashtag not all Sandras, hashtag not all Karens, hashtag not all Susans, just in case.
Yes. I
We've
think
already
so.
said that, so we can just...
Hashtag not all penis beakers. Hashtag not all pop and candy. Hashtag not all Sons of Anarchy. I feel like I've covered myself there.
I think you covered it.
I think you've got a lot of angry men that sit on the toilet though to pee.
They are pussies though. I'm not taking that back.
Not apologising for that.
No. Thanks for
Very
having
good.
me, pussies. I
Cheers,
need to
guys.
make sure I definitely leave this conversation so you don't like see my butt when I stand up because I'm not wearing trousers.
It's a table there, what you've got on it.
Candles, a diffuser, and 2 books because I'm clever and I had everything else in the drawer underneath it before we started the Zoom.
It's a Flora, your beaker.
Right, goodbye.
Catch you later, Ashley. Take care.
Bye.
Well, thanks very much for listening, guys. That was our very first episode of Are We Being Unreasonable? If you enjoyed it, please give it a share, a like, let everyone know about it. Please tune in next week for our second episode, and thank you very much.